All right, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another weekly update. It is your boy Henry, and let's jump right into it. I'm speaking so fast because I've recorded 3 20-minute videos at this point, and I can't stand dropping a 20-minute video. I can't stand wasting this much time. All right, so we're going to strictly go over the TA, clear as day, okay? I'm going to just point out pretty much what I talked about in a very short amount of time, and I'm going to actually throw a bunch of what I talked about just out the window. We're going to strictly keep it TA, okay? Everyone knows what's going to happen on FOMC, okay? If they have a 75 BP hike, there's a chance of a rally. If they have a 100 BP hike, we're guaranteed going down, and we are most likely going to come down to these lows very quickly, okay? In reality, the Fed has a superpower, okay? The U.S. has a superpower. They don't want to lose this superpower. And they know they need to hike up rates past what inflation currently is at. Inflation is at 8.3% as of last CPI print. All right, so they would need to bring in rates, the federal funds rates, up to 8.5%. That's 850 BPs, okay, basis points. So up until that point, they're doing literally nothing against, for their fight for inflation. They're literally doing nothing, okay? So just know that that is exactly how it is. Anything less than doing what I just described, the Volcker moment, is Fugazi, okay? It's all Fugazi, all right? So just letting you know, who cares? But that's exactly what is going to be happening with each rate situation, all right? It's very unlikely that something else happens in those scenarios. All right, so let's talk about it. Okay, let's talk about it. Okay, so I'm going to let you guys know what I'm looking for to find the bottom on SPY, okay, and QQQ. Obviously, just the bottom on markets in general. All right, I'm looking for a weekly bullish divergence to form. You had this bearish divergence that formed on the top. You had right here. This is the one we played on the channel. All right, and we knew that the bottom was destined to form here. All a bearish or bullish divergence, or divergence in general, is, okay, you got to move pushing down, okay? So this is bearish pressure. Well, now let's say, okay, so you're going like this. So this is the actual market. Now you got your oscillator, okay? Let's say your oscillator did this. Came down here, went up. Let's just pretend it double bottom there. That was a sloppy drawing, but boom, you form your double bottom there. Kept moving down there. Okay, so you have bearish pressure causing these moves down. But all this is showing is that over history, okay, when this amount of pressure was applied, that's what happened to price, okay? So if this is showing that, the pressure is letting up, why are you not going, just don't be caught with your pants down, okay? That's all divergence is showing you, okay? Hey, you have proof here that the pressure behind the move is letting up. Why are you going to ignore it? Well, we're not. Okay, we're not. But yeah, so in case you're new here, that is exactly what a divergence is. There's nothing else to it. It is as simple as that. Okay, it is, and that's why I believe it's the most accurate thing. Well, at least on the CCI here, it is the most accurate indicator I have, and that is just because it is literally showing you when the pressure leading the move is letting up. And if the pressure leading the move is letting up, and it hasn't happened yet in the market, then it's likely, if you're seeing it there, it's likely that you are seeing it before it happens. And then when the pressure finally is completely off and they let it loose, boom, that's when you start seeing the move that the CCI is projecting. All right. So yeah, that's how I use that. And that is by far my most valuable indicator. All right. So going over the daily oscillator. So now that we went over FOMC, which is on Wednesday, by the way, at 2 o'clock. All right. And then you have at 2:30, you have Jerome, who is going to answer everyone's questions, and he's going to give all the Fugazi talk. Okay, so you're going to have the super huge reaction, and then whatever Jerome says after, when he is being spoken to by all the reporters and such, that is also going to dictate where the markets are moving. But all in all, it is going to be that rate hike that is most likely going to cause the knee-jerk reaction, or not the knee-jerk reaction, but the big overreact, or not even overreaction. I wouldn't even call it whatever. If we tank down to lows and we get the 100 BP hike, I wouldn't even call that an overreaction. Okay. But yeah, I'm serious, guys. If you do catch a Volcker moment from Powell and he brings rates up to that 8.5% mark, guys, on October 21st puts, straight up, I don't care what expiration you got, you're getting 5 to 10x on your money overnight. Okay. That is the potential here. Okay. So that's why I will be heavier on the put sides in my strangle, and I already have the call side of my strangle because I got the best possible entry, and I wasn't entering those calls as part of the strangle, but I thought about it and I was like, holy shit, I just created the best entry for the call side of the strangle possible. Now all I have to do is buy the put side when I'd be selling the call side, and maybe actually I will sell the calls because I don't know. Okay, I actually have no idea. Maybe I'll get shorter dated calls that are just this week instead of September 30, just because I would want to catch that knee-jerk reaction to the upside. All in all, I do think we are, like, it's pretty destined that we come down. But keep in mind, everybody is short, okay? Like, everyone's short, and any rally that we have is going to be a short squeeze rally, all right? And I'm not going to not catch that. Yeah, you know what? Scratch what I just said, okay? I'm not catching the short squeeze rally, okay? Like, if something vicious happens, I'm catching at least the first 2 weeks of it, and that would ensure that move as long as we have the September 30 calls, okay? Which is, I'm going to stick with it. I'm going to stick with it. I'm not switching up the game plan. That's that, okay? But that's why we're going into this with a strangle, because everything can happen. You do have the sickest setup for the biggest short squeeze of all time to go down on the markets, all right? I told you guys this would be the biggest short squeeze bear trap rally, bull trap rally that we have seen this whole bear market. It was, okay? It was a massive move, an absolute massive move right there. We had this last one over here, and that was the potential I was looking for. I literally told you guys, and when I was saying that the potential for this kind of move was on the table, when I was saying that, I didn't believe it. All right, but I'll say right now, yeah, I mean, it literally happened except bigger. And that's the power of TA, guys. Like, yeah, we don't know what's going to be happening in the future, but I mean, we could kind of just not guess, but we can have these estimated guesses, which, I mean, I'm saying estimated guesses because, like, all in all, we are guessing because we don't have a crystal ball, which I don't know. That's a confusing topic, I guess. But yeah, I say estimated guesses because, like, that's really all probability is, okay? If you know there's a 90% probability of something, you're taking an estimated guess on that, okay? And you using your risk management, that's really the other side of the equation. That's all a trade is, okay? Or that's all a trader is, I guess. Someone who uses estimated guesses. So a trader is really just someone who uses estimated guesses and then combines that with the risk management skills that they have picked up along the way. All right, so we talked about that. Let's talk about the case for the TA case for bullish action. Okay, so I told you guys what divergences mean. We have one forming right now. If we have a bullish day tomorrow, this most likely will curve up, and that will finish carving out that divergence, that bullish divergence there, and that will signal that the pressure leading this move is letting up, okay? Like, you're letting your foot off of the neck of the wild pit bull that wants to go crazy, and maybe it does go crazy. And I'm using that example because yeah, I mean, it's the like, everyone is on the short side, okay? Not everyone, but there's 3 times as many puts as calls right now. Or what did I say? There's or not what I say. What did I see? It's 3 times as many puts as 2008. I don't know, something like that. The ratio is like 3 times bad, something like that. Point is, it's bad, okay? A lot of people are on one side. When this happens, moves like that can happen. I told you guys down here, you had a lot of people. I told you guys up here, you were going to have a lot of people that were like saying, oh, we're going to get an '08 crash, dot-com bubble crash. We're going down crazy, back here, crazy. But I told you guys everyone was on one side of the trade, and the crowd is who we are literally going to be selling to. We are buying from the crowd when they're selling. We're selling to the crowd when they're buying, all right? Same people that thought we were going to keep rallying up here, the same people that just chose to be blind, okay? Or they just haven't learned yet, and that's a factor too. So a lot of people, I just know a lot of people arguing with me in Webull, which, I mean, I'm going to try not to do that altogether, but a lot of these people, well, actually all of these people, anybody who really wants to argue, it is the people, I know for a fact, like, it is the people that either have been in the market for years and are losing money continuously because they haven't acknowledged what I have learned in 1 to 2 years of experience, okay? So if I learned something and gave it my all in 1 to 2 years of experience, and you're here for 5 years and you're still losing, well, I'm going to say, dude, you're not trying hard enough. You're not learning from your failures, okay? You're doing the definition of insanity, which is you keep doing the same exact thing and get the same exact result and then continue doing that same exact thing. That's stupid. That is the definition of insanity, and that's like anybody who wants to argue with the TA that works, okay? And if I know that I've developed this whole TA style here from my mentors and, like, pretty much all my experience, if I've developed this in 1 to 2 years, okay, and realistically, it's 1 to 1.5 years of actually trying to become a trader, all right, a professional trader, which is just someone who doesn't lose money in the market and makes money. If I could do that in 1 to 1.5 years, and you got 5 years under your belt and you're still not doing this, like, I'm gonna say, dude, you didn't want it as bad as me, and you weren't willing to do what it was that you had to do, which is like, you have to make sure you're learning from your failures. Okay, you can't not learn from your mistakes. I had a trading journal. I've had several, and I've filled up. I've went through one. Okay, and what do you think the months were that I went through it? There's literally this whole time frame. Okay. And when do you think I started coming back to YouTube making videos? When I saw that, holy crap, I'm literally getting all these moves right. There's no reason for me not to help other people. Like, I wouldn't come on here and post my TA each day if I didn't think it wasn't going to be coming into fruition, all right? Like, there's a reason that I am posting it here, and it's because I want to build up my credibility. But if I wasn't confident that this is exactly how things are going to be playing out, I wouldn't be putting it out to build up said credibility, because it would literally deter, or it would take away from my credibility. So, you know, that's logic, okay? But yeah, you got the bearish divergence carving out here on the VIX, okay? And the same one, the opposite, you have carving out here on the SPY, okay? So that's something that leads me to believe, holy crap, the bearish pressure, or the bullish pressure on the VIX is also letting up. Like, holy cow, guys, we have a pretty nice recipe to go up. But again, we do know what's likely going to happen next week, which is at least a 100 BP hike. I mean, he's an idiot if he did. Well, not an idiot. He knows what he's doing. But all it tells you is that he has too much pressure from Biden and that the Democratic Party for midterms, in order to actually do what he knows he needs to do, or the problem's going to get a whole lot worse. All right. So if he doesn't go through with the at least 100 BP hike, you know for a fact Biden and his cabinet are responsible for it because of midterms. Okay. Because, I mean, he knows for a fact he has no reason not to do what he's doing. Okay. So if you have a plan to eventually get to 800 basis points, which is going to wreck the economy slowly over time, or you have the chance to pull the trigger now, which one are you going to do? Like, it's not logical to keep prolonging the inevitable if you think, if you know the effects of prolonging it are going to be so much worse than pulling the trigger right now. And either way, what's the point in waiting? Because you guys are both going to be at the exact same desired outcome. It's just a different time frame, and one, things get much worse. Okay. So, like, with that being said, why would he not do what the first option there? Why wouldn't he just pull the trigger and get it over with? There's no reason not to. Besides, if he has pressure not to do so, because he knows he can't do this any longer. But, you know, so if he doesn't do it, I mean, it's because someone else is behind it and someone else is pulling his strings. And that's pretty much, I mean, we all know, like, hey, Powell has his strings pulled to the max, at least by the whole transitory inflation thing was absolutely ridiculous. That proved to me, at least, that he is literally a puppet under whatever cabinet is there. I'm sure it was the same with the Trump presidency, okay? But the Biden presidency, their whole cabinet is probably controlling his strings, all right? That's what's going on. So, I mean, he has to do what he has to do, but the technical setup is bullish, all right? And we do have up until Wednesday, so I do think we have enough room here. We have 2 to 3 two trading sessions in between now and FOMC. And then we have 3, including that day, up until 2 o'clock. And I expect that we are going to be rallying into that because of said technical setup, which is why I am in calls. All right, we have that. We're in the oversold territory here. We're carving out the bullish divergence. That could be signaling towards that move. And then we come over to VIX. We have the same exact opposite thing. And now we come over to the weekly time frame. We have VIX crossing up there. While we come over here to SPY, we have SPY crossing down there. All right. RSI is not looking too good. You're under that 45 mark that I mentioned in the past. Okay, you got the 50 mark where the bears and bulls are having the tug of war. Once you get past like 55 or 45, either bears or bulls have gained control. Okay, right now bears have control on the weekly time frame. That's not good. Monthly time frame, you have your stochastic turning down. We have a bearish harami right here, and I told you guys what I'm looking for a confirmation. We have to come underneath these candles here, these bodies, which is down at 280 on the QQ, and on SPY it's down here at 276. I think it's pretty much guaranteed that we do end up coming down here, confirming that monthly candle confirms another bearish monthly candle. And yeah, guys, okay, so if we get this weekly candle confirmed, if we have a week now where we close underneath here, all right, underneath right around where, yeah, underneath 285.56. If we have a week that closes under there, we have confirmation that we're going lower. All right, so if this weekly candle ends up closing down at lows, guys, we have confirmation that we're going a lot lower. Okay, so that's the reason for my October put position that I will be taking. All right, guys. So with that being said, I think we have covered everything. I don't think there's anything we really missed out. I don't want another 20-minute video. It's fucking 15 minutes. I've been trying to do it in 5 minutes. I guess there really was too much content to talk about to actually leave that video, which I guess that's why I tell you guys the weekly videos are going to be a little longer. There's a lot more being discussed. It's the whole week we are preparing for. All right, so we have to talk about all the events. We have initial jobless claims on Thursday, like every other week. All right, that's potentially like a positive catalyst, but at the same time, I mean, that's the day after FOMC, and if FOMC is bearish, boom, I don't give a shit what anything comes out as. Like, no, if interest rates go up to that 100 BP, okay, if they go up a whole percent, there you go. Okay, you have a recipe to come down to new lows, and that is exactly what I think is going to be happening when they announce 100 BP. So in terms, or not in terms, but when I am sitting there with the strangle, and I'm sitting there, like, you know, I'm ready to sell one side because, like, you know, he's going to be announcing that thing at 2 o'clock. He's announcing what they're going to be doing, or they are. That's when it comes out. If it's a 100 PP hike, dude, I'm selling the call side immediately because, like, even if it goes down 30 to 50% immediately, it's guaranteed going much lower, and it could just go to zero very quick because the volatility for the call side, if they got the 100 BP on the table, volatility to go up is just going, it's going almost all the way down. People think like, holy crap, that's not likely. Why am I going to price that into an option? The option market's always prices in the current environment, all right? Like, all new data, it gets priced into it, okay? Which is why, like, premiums are super high right now on puts, which is because, like, the market is pricing in that we're about to have a massive move down, and I agree. Got a lot of bearish signs, and, like, everybody is on the downside right now, on the short side, and, like, I'm going to tell you guys right now, you either get those people getting squeezed, and that's the biggest recipe for the biggest short squeeze of all time, or what is more likely, in my opinion, is that Jerome comes out with at least saying 100 BP, if not Volckering us. Okay, it's happening at some point. I'm not gonna be one of these YouTubers saying, oh, the crash is coming. It's happening on this date. It's happening. No, I'm telling you guys, it's going to be happening. Guaranteed, it has to happen. I explained throughout this video why it has to happen, or this problem will never get in control. And not only will it not, like, get better, but it'll get much worse. All right, it won't just stop accelerating, but it will keep accelerating, which causes the whole like much more problems is what I'm getting at. Okay, not the best one with my words, but I do like to think that I make it pretty simple here. And yeah, with that being said, I will catch you guys next video. Go tune in for the Webull updates. Okay, that is where you get these videos, except in a consolidated format, where I don't have a chance to talk your ear off, okay? So instead of 20 minutes, the update would take you less than 1 minute, maybe 2 minutes, okay? And I also have pictures, and I circle them. I make it extremely easy for anybody to understand exactly where the market will be moving, okay? And what the technical analysis is suggesting, okay? I'm just going to let you guys know, okay? This technical analysis can change every single day. It has an opportunity to change, which is why I give you guys updates every single day. All right, so if positions need to be adjusted and changed, you guys have the opportunity every single day. That's why I try and drop these around 3:30. Okay, some days they might come out like later. Like, I had technical difficulties the other day, and it just ended up on Friday, and it came up like, I think I dropped like 10 minutes before closing, and it felt so bad. But either way, I mean, everyone knew I was in calls preparing for this move that I'm speaking about now directly at the beginning of the video, because I made sure that's the first thing I said, just so everyone can take positions if they have to. All right, guys. So with that being said, I'll catch you guys next video. Go and tune into Webull. And yeah, everybody have a lovely rest of your Sunday. I'll catch you guys tomorrow for tomorrow's update towards close. Peace.